Welcome back to the Arizona Daily Mix. The job market is starting to pick up, but are you ready to wow that employer? And are the employers have what it takes to wow or woo those employees to the company? Well, John Gillen, who is here, Patrice and Associates Recruiting Specialist, is here to give us some tips on what we can look for and do. So let's start with the employees, because that's what we're seeing right now. A lot of employees, and we were talking before we came on, have gone onto YouTube, might have done online classes looking for that new job, but it's not just that, am I right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the job market, and people are reinventing themselves. So many people lost work that they're trying to figure out, what do I want to do? You know, maybe I wanted to change industries, and you know, what a perfect time to do it if I can't find work anyway.
Yeah, and that's where you guys come in as recruiting specialists, because you kind of like look over, you know, their resumes and see what goes on, what can pop, what can not pop. You also give them tips on, you know, think about some of your hobbies, you know, things like that. But also, I like what we were saying is that maybe you got to really think, do you want that job?
Yeah, I think over the last year, primarily what we've been doing is career coaching and helping people write resumes, because the jobs weren't there. So we're trying to help people figure out, where do they fit? How do they do this? And the big key thing with a lot of people, they struggle with the resume. It's a tough thing for a lot of folks. And what we've gone up and taught them is, you want to sell yourself. So put your accomplishments on there. Don't just list job descriptions. They know what the job looks like. They want to know what you're going to do for them when they show up.
Yeah, and that's it right there. The little things that you might not even realize that, you know, someone in that job will be looking for.
Yeah.
So amazing. Okay, let's go to the employer, because this is really big, and I've been reading about this, that employers are trying to get people back in. I mean, they've been gone out of the pandemic, they've been away from the office, they've been looking, they had a chance to step back and look at their jobs in a different light. Now employers have to do stuff to really get them back in the door.
Yeah, I've been talking to employers for the last year saying, look, you should take advantage of the market now, because the great people that are available are going to disappear quickly. You want to be foresightful in what you bring in. And now that there's a glut of people in the market, it's a lot more difficult for them to sift through these folks and find out the ones that are the right fit for them. So what we do is we really help them get to the best candidates. We're not going to job boards finding the candidates that are out there. We really specialize in finding passive candidates by contacting them directly through other networking sources.
Yeah, and what's very interesting is that I've talked with a couple of friends who have companies, and they've really started to see, like, okay, I have employees that want to work from home, and I have employees that want to be in the office. And that's something that employers need to take a look at now, because you might have that employee who is really effective not being in the office than one that's in the office.
Really depends on the function. You're right, and I think we're going to see a whole lot of remote work coming forward. I mean, not that this is any big brainstorm, but there's going to be a lot of folks working remotely. It's going to help the organizations as well. Maybe not have to have as much office space as they needed.
So I like what you said there about looking for the right people for the right jobs and vice versa. So this is one thing that that was on a resume. It was not a resume. It was actually on a questionnaire by an employer. And you tell me if this works out great, but this is what the question was. So they got through everything, and the question was, if you had an elephant and you can't sell it or give it away, what would you do? And it was a great question, right? I mean, that's the kind of things employers want to do, you know, to see what the creative mind is for their employees that they're trying to hire.
It's so true, and what a perfect time for people to be coming up with ideas for things like that, because we haven't for the last year. And I think that's one of the good things that's come out of this pandemic, is we've had to relook at everything we do, from personal lives to our business lives, and how are we going to change to be more effective moving forward.
Okay, here we go, people. Here we're going to get you a little bit of advice right now. Let's give one tip on an employer who is looking for that right person. What do you recommend something for them?
Be flexible and move quickly, and don't be so stringent to your past standards. You're dealing with some different market folks, and be a little bit flexible, be willing to pay.
Okay, and for the employees, what do you recommend for someone who's out there looking for a job?
Get your resume in order. Really be ready to talk about yourself, what you've been doing for the last year. If you haven't been working, you're going to need to address that. And it's another great reason to work with somebody like me, because we can help you address those types of issues.
And what's really great is that, John, you sit and you talk with them, because you'll pull something out of them that they would never even know, you know, a question to ask them, especially when they're writing that resume that can be very hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's amazing that people will put down stuff and it's like, like, what are you going for? You know, and it's like, well, I'm going for this really awesome accounting job. It's like, there's nothing there about you know, how great you are as an accountant. It's just like blah 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 blah.
Right.
So that's what comes in. So
exactly.
Well, John, how can they get a hold of you?
They can contact me through the web or by phone number 626-523-7726. I'm always available to meet, talk, and bring in new clients and candidates. Happy to chat.
Great. And we'll put information on aztv.com so you can get a hold of John. And again, employers, gotta woo them. Employees, you gotta wow them. So there you go. Thanks, John.